Hey, what's happening? Happy Tuesday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and freaking early. It's 3:30 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, every morning I get up at 2 a.m. and I look for a story that I can relate to, that gets my blood going, that gets me infuriated, or that I feel strongly about, something I can relate to. Not just that, something that you guys, that I know will get you guys fired up, or something that you can relate to, something that feels good, something that makes you angry. And not just that, but I look for a story that somebody that doesn't even know me or my channel might spot and be curious about. So there's at least like 3 different criteria that I seriously, every morning I look for a story. And I found it this morning. Marjorie Taylor Greene. This is the thing about Trump rallies too. I found this to be true. Every week, about every week, there's a Trump rally on Saturday night. And some of the most inflammatory stuff won't come out Sunday or Monday, but more by Tuesday. I think the media kind of sifts through all the stories and the comments and the hours of biased rhetoric and whatnot. And by Monday or Tuesday, some of the most inflammatory stuff comes out. And it's like I said, was it Sunday? I talked about the nuns, or was it yesterday? It was Sunday. Now today, Marjorie Taylor Greene. The clip for this is going to be right down below. For the Twitter, you'll be able to see yourselves. She talks about Pete Buttigieg. She's in Michigan, so she's talking about muscle cars. I love muscle cars. I'll get into that in a second. She's talking about Pete Buttigieg, and she says Pete Buttigieg, this is quote, you can see it in the video right down below, first one down below, wants to emasculate your vehicles. He wants to turn, I gotta watch what I say here. He wants to, her exact words, he wants to emasculate your vehicles. She goes on to talk about the horsepower of Camaros and Mustangs. And I swear to God, she almost seems to get excited at this point when she starts talking about the power, and everything. I think Marge was getting a little fired up, a little humid. And so then she goes on. I can't even repeat what she said after this. She says where Pete Buttigieg and his husband, where they should go or where they can't go with these electric cars and bicycles. She says bicycles. And I thought about this more and more. I've done videos on this, and usually they don't get a whole lot of views because a lot of you probably don't bicycle, probably aren't bikers. But I swear to God, I deal with this every week. Just last week, I wasn't going to get into this right away, but a transportation van went by me. I'm in the breakdown lane. I always obey all the signaling and everything like that. And you can't tell my build from behind me. I'm wearing a backpack. I'm bent over. You can probably see my gray hair in back. So I don't look like, I don't look that intimidating. And the van comes within inches of me. Again, this happens every week. Usually it's a truck. I swear to God, a truck. Usually a diesel truck, rolling coal. I swear to God, on the Bible, this happens to me at least once a week. And it's because of rhetoric like this. Trump supporters see this stuff, and I become a target on the bike. Anybody else with a bike or a jogger, leave your comments below. I guarantee there's other people out there that know exactly what I'm talking about. So I usually don't let it get to me. Right? He comes over the white line, like about a foot or two. I see the tires come right by me. I hear the gas. I hear him hitting the gas right behind me as he comes by me, and comes right close to me. And then I took my hands off the handlebars. I was like, what are you doing? And just to signal that he sees me, he beeps the horn as he's up ahead of me. So yeah, I see ya, haha, right? The thing these guys don't realize, right? It's a transportation van. And I know this transportation hub isn't even a half mile up the road where he's going, right? So this stuff doesn't go through their heads that I'm gonna be where he's going in just less than 2 minutes, right? And sure enough, I was. As I got there, the guy must have been getting off work, and he was getting into his big freaking truck. It's always a big black truck. And he looks like the guy from Storage Wars, that little Texan with the big pot belly and the white beard, the little gnome, yard gnome. And he's talking on the phone, and I park my bike, and I walk up to him, and I just stand there while he's on the phone. He says, I got to go. And he hangs the phone up. He says, and he looks all nervous now, because now I'm standing all of 6'4", about almost a foot taller than him, and I'm probably looking quite a bit more intimidating than I did when he went blasting by me with his Trump rhetoric and all that. And I said, you kind of cut a little close back there, didn't you? And he said, hey, I'm sorry. He goes like this. He says, I was looking in my rearview mirror. I thought there was a cop behind me. I'm sorry I came close to you. So I just stand there and listen to him. And I was like, you could hurt some. You could hit, you should keep your eyes on the road. You could hurt or kill somebody. He's like, I'm sorry. He says, and I think, he goes like this. He goes, I thought I knew you. So that's why, I was kind of just kidding around. And I drove by, because then he realized he beeped the horn after, to kind of like rub it in. So which was it? Did he, there was no cop behind me. I know because I saw the cars coming up behind me. It was all bull. And then he changes his story midstream. And he's hemming and hawing and apologizing. And he's about this, he's about this much shorter than me. Going to climb up into his big black Trump truck. And I come across this every time, this rhetoric people like Marjorie Taylor Greene put out in danger. It puts a target on our backs for no reason other than I like to exercise and get out and ride bikes. Now, before I talk about that, I love muscle cars. Marjorie Taylor Greene talked about muscle cars. I'll put the picture on my thumbnail. I had a 73 Formula Firebird. I love that car like a girl. I still dream about that car. I haven't had it for decades. It was a functional Ram Air Formula Firebird 73, 400 horsepower, 4-barrel, 400 cubic inch, rebuilt, dual exhaust, had big fat 60 generals all the way around, 15-inch generals. I got clocked in New Jersey. I had an actual speeding ticket going 113 miles an hour down the Garden State Parkway when I was 21, 22 years old. I got in a lot of trouble for that. Anyway, those days are over. I drive a Honda Fit now and a bicycle. Let me talk about that a little bit. So, Marjorie Taylor Greene talks about emasculation. So what is more masculine? Needing a big truck, a big loud diesel truck to kind of boost your manhood. Or riding a bike. Riding a bike actually builds up your testosterone. This is a fact. Weightlifting and biking and exercise increase your testosterone, which increase your manliness. So if you really want to get into it, people that drive small cars or bicycles, the small cars, they have more confidence. They don't need, there's a quote, I think it's from Vindman's wife, the Air Force sergeant, was he, or something like that. I forgot what she says. I'll put the link right down below. Something about you're doing it wrong. If this is what you need to be masculine, you're doing it wrong. I'll put that link right down below. Actually, who's more masculine? I tell you what, when I confronted that guy last week that came by me, that I assume a Trump supporter in that big black truck, when we were face to face, I'm guessing, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back here, but I'm guessing I probably had a little more testosterone and I was a little more masculine than him. Anyway, the links will be down below. Stop putting target on innocent bicyclists, innocent people out getting exercise and fresh air. Quit putting targets on our backs with this bicycle rhetoric and this nonsense about emasculating and cars and all this nonsense. Marjorie Taylor Greene, you big mouth Trump supporter, you. All right, the links will be down below. You guys have a good Tuesday.